Thank you, Madam Chair, and I'm very grateful for our panelists for being with us today. From FEMA's own mission statement, the primary mission of the Federal Emergency Management Agency is to reduce the loss of life and property and protect the nation from all hazards, including natural disasters, acts of terrorism, and other man-made disasters, by leading and supporting the nation in a risk-based, comprehensive emergency management system of preparedness, protection, response, recovery, and mitigation. May I say, as an American citizen, born and raised in South Louisiana, working on my 61st year on God's beautiful earth here, I've lived through many brutal hurricanes. And I've come to clearly understand that in the modern era, the greatest challenge that the citizens of South Louisiana face are not from the storms themselves, it's from the bureaucratic challenges they face post-storm, and to navigate through the assistance programs that the federal government has justly and righteously provided and funded. We've appropriated monies, and these agencies and departments are very well staffed with highly trained and dedicated people. And yet, the bureaucracy that has become manifest in our nation is so thick at the federal and the state level, because of course there's state components here to recovery and access to recovery programs. Well, somewhere along the way, we've lost sight of our true mission. The committee will hear from local and state stakeholders today on how to improve FEMA's interaction, and that's important. Disaster response and the subsequent recovery and mitigation efforts start and end with local and state officials. And recovery post-disaster is far from a straightforward process. I represent a region we're trying to recover from 2 brutal storm seasons. It's like nothing I've ever seen. Hurricane Laura hit so hard and so fast, extreme winds, devastated a dense area of population in my district. There wasn't one utility pole that was still standing or not heavily damaged. Every tree was down. The first responders couldn't respond. You couldn't get through the streets. It was a brutal impact, and it calls for long-term recovery. Now, the people of Louisiana are quite strong and resilient. We know how to deal with a storm. It's in our DNA. But the real difficulty we're facing right now is from the government that's designed to help us stand back up. So I hope that as we move forward with my colleagues, I hope that we can seek ways to change the very paradigm of disaster recovery and response and how federal monies are delivered. Personally, I think there should be a more direct route to the local government entity or the citizen that is deserving of recovery assistance, and the federal government has appropriated and lined up recovery assistance. I think that Congress should work very hard to streamline these processes and reduce the very burdensome and impossible to navigate bureaucracy. So I hope we can discuss that today, and I'm very appreciative to the chairwoman and the panelists for being here.